I come this way before, travel through the open door. Circumstances navigate the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it not lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. No. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your games can play, can't take it personal. But the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. One to make the living, now I'm giving back to your children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm ace. Learn to develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition, I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. While cancer slowing our road, I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah,
give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going soon and fight this final round. Life's a fight for no person. Learn quickly, they'll come for your goal. Can't take it personal, cause the devil is alive. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need. So we're gonna win this battle, fight that disease. No more kids, children leaving hearts empty. We got to keep it open.
Hey, barbershop conversations, man. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Shit, welcome to the after party. I feel like the conversation didn't stop from last night, man. I appreciate y'all for coming in. And there we go. It sounds much better now. Yeah, we can get this show popping, man. Who we got? Roll call. Oh, Keena, like, I'm be first. I want everyone to see me. What up, DB? VJ313. And everyone else in the chat. Let me get the roll call. Let me stop the song. Blue Hundreds, 400, YG 400. Hey, yeah, DFW for sure. Southside Tone, DB ×3, Mr. Tiptoe on your marble foes. Omega Red, DB again. DB ain't playing. Like, y'all gonna know my name tonight. Shit, y'all gonna know my name. Yeah, that's great to hear. Doing good, family. Damn boy, 256 was good. What's good, Donald Simpson? Green Eye Bandit, man. We in here, King Corleone, TB. We in here. We in here, Josh, Muir, Omega Red, Denard, Reed, TB. We all up in here. Lonnie, welcome to the show, y'all. Welcome to the show, man. And Real Rap, what's up? Yeah, it's last night was a good show. We didn't even get through the damn bracket. You come to a boxing channel and relationships supersede boxing. How beautiful is that? What's up, People Hernandez, man? What did it do, Travis? And yeah, man, 88 Idris. Yeah, man, it's just I had fun last night, man. Last night was a good stream, man. And by the response I got in my DM, I knew it was a great conversation. So I was excited about getting to this. I was excited about getting to this show tonight, man. And then somebody tweeted me not tweet. I don't have Twitter. Someone sent me a message about not that one, but not Ishay, but what's the kid's name? Damn, Joey Spencer. And and that was a good ass interview. That was I think Ron conducted that interview, man. And what's up, Reg Owens? And he said something that was so profound in that interview. And he said they are taught that. And he didn't say Crunk Gym because he probably have allies at Crunk Gym besides the people that trained him. But basically, if I'm going to paraphrase what I believe he was meaning, what he wanted to say is they train people how to slide their hands down and hit with their knuckle at Crunk Gym. And he was reluctant to say it because that's his ties down there. He probably got partners from the amateurs that probably train there, and he's probably cool with, he probably sparring partners with, what's the guy's name? Tony Harrison. They might be good friends, and they may have been sparring partners coming up. So you can see the kinship in the relationship. I'm not saying that it's them. I'm just using those names as the example. And but I'm with him, man. They cheated, and he said it happened to him. So if it happened to him, same trainer, right? Same gym, just different fighter. You know what I mean? Trainers don't change. You know what I mean? The fighters do. You see, you can see similarities between Earl Spence and Jamel Charlo. You can see similarities, So at the end of the day, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, sounds like a duck, guess what? It's a quack quack. You know what I mean? And Pretty Kel in here. Oh shit, she in here. How your voice doing? Brian Smooth want to know how your voice doing. Pretty Kel. Said Crunk Gym is known. Yeah, man. It's we're gonna smoke them out now because now we have evidence, you know what I mean, where it actually happened to a person, and it's someone that I'm going to say this has the complexion for the protection, you know what I mean, because when Cunningham said it, people was like, oh yeah, that's cool, but if Joey Spencer says it, it's like, oh damn, like, oh man, we got to listen to this guy, you know what I mean, he's not with the LDBC, man. It's no way he's with the LDBC, man. We got to go man, we're gonna have to go knock on his door. We're gonna have to pay Joey Spencer a visit and have him be quiet, man. You can't be supporting those Negroes. You know what I mean? You can't be supporting those Negroes. You know what I mean? So that's the that's the end of be all, man. You know what I mean? So I think that every day that goes by, it's getting worse and worse for Tyson Fury, whether it's someone suing him, whether it's Boargate, whether it's Glovegate, it's just getting worse and worse. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a great ending to this story. Tyson. I'll say this, man. Tyson Fury wanted to do more than Deontay Wilder in the boxing that night. Both fights, excuse me. I think that he wanted to really hurt Deontay Wilder, and I stand by that because when you cheat, um, all you care about is the outcome going in your way. You know what I mean? All he cared about is winning the fight, and he would have did whatever it take to win the fight. Hold on, I forgot to set my damn alarm. And um, so I think that charges need to be brought up on Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? I'm um I'm excited. I'm excited because Tyson Fury's going to come out and start defending himself. You know what I mean? And now we have the answer to why Tyson Fury was not talking. You know, I believe Bob Arum, or I should say Top Rank and MTG, what's it? MKG Global, MTG Global, whatever it is. They got to the boar meat guy. It was before the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. In my humble opinion, I believe it happened before. And because it got to it before, Tyson Fury, one, got rid of his license, and two, they probably got a hold of the writer from the Daily Mail. And the reason how they found out is because the guy from the Daily Mail is probably an investigative reporter. So you know what he did to fill in the story? He called Top Rank. He called Bob Arum. He called Tyson Fury. He called Frank Warren. And when they got ahead of it, they said, "Oh, you know what? Man, we better get ahead of this." You understand what I'm saying? And they got to the writer, and then you know what they said? They didn't threaten the writer. They didn't threaten the board meat guy. They said, "Oh yeah, we'll do the interview. We'll do the interview," and and they agreed to do the interview to delay the story, so Deontay Wilder can fight Tyson Fury, and so Tyson Fury could relinquish his license in the UK. I definitely believe that, and another theory I have too is someone from Matchroom got a hold of this information and made sure someone found it. That's definitely one of my theories too. You know what I mean? So you know, because I don't put nothing past Eddie Hearn. All he wanted to do was win, period. You know what I mean? So yeah, Keenan, it possibly was a setup. I don't doubt that one bit. What's up, Reese? And but I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about this. And feel free to revisit yesterday's show. Feel free to add to it. Feel free to holler at a girl in the chat. Feel free, ladies, to holler at a nigga in the chat, man. Whatever we on tonight. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines. And I appreciate y'all coming in, man. Today was my easiest day in this quarantine. Today was my easiest day. I don't know why or how, but it definitely was my easiest day. You know, so yeah, man. So I'm interested to hear an interview from Joey Spencer. Let me get the phone number for you guys. So there we have it. We're ready to rock and roll. There's the number. Feel free to call in and let's go. Blue Hundreds. YG 400. So yeah, man, call in. Somebody call in. Call me now. Oh shit. Y'all better hurry up before Super Coon call in. Somebody better be first. Super Coon about to call in. Cause you oh shit. 305 in my city.
So, all you scared to death Negro.
What's popping? 305. Damn. Okay. Next caller. 916. Feel free to call in. What's up, Big Dose? You ain't got no you don't have no you ain't got no samples in that song, right? Let me know if you got any samples, Big Dose, and I could play it. Just make sure I ain't got no samples, and we're good. Yeah, 305, man. Miami, you ruined it, man. Yeah, 305 got stage fright. You know what I mean? He ain't used to having two tens in the room at the same time. 704, that's interesting.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
704, what's up? Is it my phone? No. 704. You got to take yourself off mute. Nah, it's not me. I'm set up. No, I see it. No, we good. No, you guys, it's your phone. I don't know why, but yeah, someone else. If not, we're gonna have to go through that. Both gloves look tampered. And I wonder, we gotta ask them what happened to the what happens to the gloves after the fight. I'm very interested to see if y'all can hear it ring.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
916, what's up?
What's going on, man? It's Ray-Sean Hudson from SAC, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. What you got?
Man, it's just like, bro, all this shit is crazy. Let me correct the language. All this stuff is crazy, man. Like, it just seems like we in a movie time right now, man.
All right.
The way all this stuff is coming out at the same time. We all quarantined. Everybody just confused, bro. This is just wild times. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like Tyson Fury is a pure cheater, bro. Like, this is crazy. Like, when I seen he relinquish this, like, this is just ridiculous. And it's like, what's going to be the conclusion? The sad part is nothing's probably going to happen to him. Like he's really going to probably get away with this. And I listen to 7-8 a lot, man. 7-8, like, you know, that's big on me. But, like, he's so right when he keeps saying shit like niggas don't understand that, you know, Wilder's being quiet for a reason because he sees all this stuff. And it's not good for him to speak. And I think as the fans, but we're doing a great job of staying on his neck. That we really doing our part, man, for our people, man. And that's just real talk, right? Like, man, we got to keep pushing the horn, bro.
Facts.
Because, like, to be honest, I'm real. I hope the fight happens, but something's telling me, bro, Tyson Fury done lost it, bro. I think he already jumped off the cliff. This stuff, like, from what I gather, bro, this dude is mentally weak, bro. Like, he's mentally weak. All this stuff is really going to hurt him in the long run, and he might not even make it to the fight, bro. I got a strong feeling Wilder going to end up fighting Dillian White for the vacant belt. Tyson Fury going to end up running away, man. That's just how I feel when I start to think real deep about it, because as all this shit comes out, you ain't going to be able to cheat. You ain't going to be able to cheat in this rematch, and obviously you felt like you needed to cheat to win. And he did it twice.
Yeah, he did 2 fights.
Bro. Doesn't it bother you, Fred? We didn't really notice that stuff in the first fight, and now it just sticks out like a sore thumb, man. Like, this is crazy.
Facts.
This is crazy. Like, man. And then I'm still upset about that second fight, man. Like, I don't care what nobody says. You look at that fight, bro. He hit him with his freaking forearm. That's a palm strike, bro. My kids go to karate. That's a palm strike that he hit Wilder with, and then he hit him in the back of the head. Those were the 2 shots that landed that knocked that man down.
Facts.
And for people that think like people, even if his hand is all the way in the glove, bro, that's still a palm strike. It's still a palm strike. His hand could have been in the glove all the way secure. What he hit him with was the palm of his hand. Even if it probably wasn't his palm. We all know it probably was really his knuckle. But if let's say that is the case, his hand was all the way in the glove. You still hit him with your palm, and then you hit him in the back of the head. And it's crazy. You look at it fast motion, it looked good. Yeah, it looked like, oh yeah, he dropped him. Well, you slow and sit down. 2 illegal punches, 2 illegal punches, and I can't believe what we watched that day. Now I rewatched it. I felt like, what the fuck are we watching, bro? We just watching this man do him like that, cheat him like that. Then the farmer with the with the wild boar.
He got cheating blood in him. He was born with that cheating blood.
Bro, like he's the cheater. Like some people, bro, like mentally they just cheat. And I like, bro, like I didn't even think about the Cunningham fight. I remember when Wilder was getting ready to fight him the first time. Me and my wife was watching the Cunningham fight because I'm like, hey, this dude's pretty good though. You know, I think Wilder's gonna knock everybody out. So she thought, oh, this is just another dude she's gonna knock out. And we watching the Steve Cunningham fight. I'm like, no, he's kind of good though. Wilder gotta watch this stuff. And my wife got annoyed watching the Steve Cunningham fight. She's like, this big white dude be cheating. That's exactly what she said. She don't watch boxing like that, but she see cheating when she see cheating.
Mm.
She didn't even want to watch the Cunningham fight with me because she's like, this dude is cheating. He's leaning all on that little guy like this. I don't want to watch this shit. That's what she said. Because don't nobody want to watch nobody cheat nobody like that. And he purely like cheated Steve Cunningham. And I really looked at it again. I'm like, hey, that was cheating. I didn't even think about it though when it came to him trying to do that shit to Wilder. I thought for sure Wilder would. And I know he probably knows what he got to do now, but he should have planted his feet and just let him go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you got to plant your feet and just let him go when somebody trying to do you like that, man.
Nah, you dead.
You know though, I'm sure. I'm telling you, if it does happen, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. Now you gotta fight an angry black man. No, let's be real, Fred. You know, like, bro, when Wilder angry, it's not good for people. Look at Dominic. Look at Bermain. No, he liked Fury. Not no more. Not no more. All that friendship shit about. He's gonna get the bad treatment. He's finna get the juke and jive Wilder, bro. He's finna Stavern him, bro. It's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, he's gonna get that Bermain Stavern treatment for sure.
Bro, he really is. Hey, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, what Bermain told him, he gonna kill him. That flow, that set the tone. And Wilder was being so nice, friendly. He told him he liked him. He big mama, you know. You heard what he told him? He liked Fury. Not no more. I know after he keep watching shit more and more, it just builds more and more rage. Sure. He's gonna hurt that man. For
sure. All these.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tyson Fury's best chance is this the hope he finna catch Wilder because Wilder finna come out there and hurt him. All right, man. I'm gonna let you get the other callers, bro. I know you.
Oh, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks, dog.
You have a good night, man.
All right. Appreciate you cooking.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
305. What's up?
Hey, what up, Fred? This is Lonnie DiCarlo in the chat.
Oh, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Hey, what up, man? Basically, man, I'm a little confused at these boxers. Like, you know, with the Joey Spencer, you know, he was quick to expose, like, hey, you know, he was cheating. But then again, at the end of the interview, he pretty much kind of switched up, like, well, we can't really take the win away, you know? So I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
Like, what you think about that?
Yeah, I think that he was talking about the moment of that. You know, like you can't take what happened in the ring away. I thought that's what he was implying. But you can definitely take it the way you're saying too, because I thought exactly that. And then I was thinking maybe he was just talking about the fight itself. Like you can't take what happened away that night. Like no matter what, you can't take it away. But
okay.
But he even kind of made a soft landing too when he was like, I don't know what to think about this situation. Remember he said that? Yeah. So he kind of was trying to find a soft place to land, because when he was asked that question, he, in my humble opinion, he instantly went back to when it literally happened to him, and he's been holding that for so long that he wanted to get it out. You know what I mean? I was telling someone today, I was like, when they asked him that question, he wants to, I remember when that nigga from Crunk Gym did that to me. You know what I mean? Because he got real, no, I'm serious. He got real aggressive. You know what I mean? He got like real aggressive when he was asked that question. Like he was real locked in on answering that question. You know, so. Did you
see Berto's interview too? I call it over fight hype.
Oh,
over fight hype.
No, I got to check it out. Someone sent me some DMs, like, you know how you can record it from your phone and send it to me?
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead. Once you talk, it'll refresh my memory.
I love Berto, but he was really political with his answer as well. And so it seemed like he didn't really, I don't know, man. I think that on the low, he really knows that he cheated, man. But it's like he don't want to say it, you know? So that's what I got from it. But I know that, I guess I assume that Berto's pretty close with Floyd and them, so he don't really want to.
I don't think he's close to Floyd and him. I think he's close to Fight Hype. You know, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that whole clique. You know, like the Wards, the.
That's true. Yeah. You know, Ward. Like that's what I meant. My bad.
Yeah, that whole clique. That whole clique is cool with Fight Hype. You know, that's their clique. You know, so they play the middle.
All right, but
they play the
That's
middle
true,
well,
but
the safe route for the most part.
yeah, but I also wanted to say, man, back to that show you had when Bo Mac was on there, man. I appreciate how you stood on your square. Like you always able to tell him exactly what you say when he's not on the show. Like I said, I know they be listening, man. You know they be listening.
It's not, man. Man. We got the hottest programming in the land, man. The LDBC is the hottest programming out, dog. You can't go wrong. I was listening. Champside is not LDBC. I was listening to Champside earlier. I was listening to BFTB. I was listening to Junior the. I woke up and took a piss early this morning, and I was listening to Junior the Truth. You know what I mean, for like a couple of minutes. You know what I mean, so you can get some algorithms. I went back to sleep though, but I'm just saying, like, it starts 4 o'clock in the morning my time. 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Yeah, and my last thing I got to say, man, there's no way that Bo Mac can convince me that Bob Arum really cut them an official deal. Like Bob Arum is known for playing everybody over there. Like all the legends he's had, he's played them. So there's no way.
I told him in 10 years he's gonna thank me. In 10 years, all these fighters gonna realize like when these fighters, like all these videos I do about the business of boxing, they like, Fred, you crazy. Oh, what the fuck you mean? I'm getting money. I'm getting paid. Man, you're gonna be a bitter boxer, man. We got bitter boxers going after people in the LDBC and all that, man. You know what I mean? And man, it's just I think these fighters better recognize and understand that you only get 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you Mike Tyson, you might get 30, but it's not gonna be forever. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And they don't ever want you to be more powerful than them. I don't care if you're from Bob Arum to Al Heyman, like they want to remain in business, like their job is the same. They still want you to get all the money. I mean, some are more fair than others, but they're not going to risk their business to put them out of business to keep you in business, and I think all these fighters got to realize that. I definitely think Al has more empathy for the fighters for sure, but
you say Al or Bob?
I think Al has more empathy. He definitely has more empathy for the fighters, from the stories that I've heard, But
I mean, just his actions, how he treats his, the fighters. I mean, you can clearly see that, So
right.
So yeah, man, that's my call, man. I just want to say, man, I appreciate everything you're doing. And, hey, stay at it, bro.
Got one. Yeah.
All right,
one. Yeah, Junior Truth would have been a great call for sure. I agree. Junior Truth would have been a great call. Well, he got what's it called? The Gentleman's Podcast. Yeah, that would have been a good call for him to call in. He has a great perspective. Yeah. Yeah, we hung out. We had a great time together in Houston last year this time. Oh, June, that was fun. That shit was fun. Yeah, hey, the next LDBC event, man, Earl, have your fight in Earl. Hopefully you're listening tonight. Have your next fight in Dallas, man. I want to throw a big ass event in Dallas. You know what I mean? So, So yeah, hopefully we can do that. I'm getting all these fucking DMs and shit from y'all. So yeah, man, it's yeah, I think Bomac and Team Crawford, they'll get it eventually. I think that especially after this year, it's going to be a slow year for them in terms of quality wins, in terms of name recognition, because people are going to watch the fight. People are going to talk bad about the fight. And then after the fight, people are going to be like, well, Bud, you fought this guy, and he's going to have to, and then in order for him to get the fight that he desires, I believe he's going to have to start making concessions. I think that he's going to have to maybe give up some of his purse, maybe give up a location. Maybe instead of on the East Coast, he got to come to Vegas for the fight. Instead of Omaha, maybe he got to go to Barclay. I don't know. But he's going to have to make some concessions to level off the playing field. Maybe he got to go to the UK to fight Kell Brook. I don't know what the answer is, but he's going to have to start making some concessions. He's going to have to start negotiating without the head honchos involved. I think Bomac and Terrence are going to have to start talking to the fighters personally and then walk in the room with the deal. because if you negotiate where you want to have the fight, then Bob might lie. Bob might lie and be like, "Hey, I don't want to pay this." See. Here's the catch. Let me explain it to you. Bomac, hope you're listening, or any other fighter if you're listening. So let's say they talk in private. Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook, right? Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook, right? Terrence called Kell, and they agree to have the fight in New York. Terrence says, "Okay, I'll let you come out last, and we have the fight in New York. Okay, I'll let I'll give your fans advance purchase on tickets, so they can make decisions on whether they want to come, and they'll get first dibs. They got to use the code, and because that's how they get the fans over. They get to the tickets first, right? And so Terrence agrees. Say, okay. Kell Brook agrees. Okay, we'll do the fight in New York if you give me 24 hours on the tickets, right? And these are like small. These are just small examples. There's plenty more, hundreds of examples and deals to get done, right? And they say, okay. Now they walk in. So Terrence walks into Bob, right? And he tells Bob, "Here's the deal. I did the deal for us. All we got to do is, all we have to do is erect some contracts, and we sign." He says, "We need to give the UK 24 hours before we drop it in America on the tickets. And 2, we're going to fight in New York, and we're going to do a 60-40 split." Terrence tells Bob, here's what Bob does. Bob calls Eddie Hearn and be like, man, I don't know if we can get a date in New York for this fight, man. What's it looking like in the UK? You think we can get a fight date in the UK? And you say, why did Bob say that? He don't want to be on the hook. You see what I'm saying? He don't want to be on the hook for the tickets, for the venue, for the promotion. It's in America. Bob Arum just wants to cool and cruise and live his best life, travel to fights, you know what I mean? He and his wife, and smoke his blunts and eat his edibles and fly first class and eat great steaks, you know what I mean? Like he's lazy promoting now. He got it. So he calls Eddie and be like, man, we want to have the fight in the last week of August, but there's no venues in America where we can have the fight. The Harlem Globetrotters will be at Madison Square Garden that week, and then they got preseason arena football or some shit. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then Eddie Hearn says, "Okay, great. I don't have a date in August, but maybe after the Canelo fight, maybe after the Canelo fight in September, maybe the 3rd week in September, we can do it in the UK." And Bob is like, "Great." Now, what that did is free Bob up all this money. And what that did for Eddie Hearn is, oh shit, he just gave me dibs on everything. That means I get the tickets, I get to negotiate the venue, and guess what? He gets to negotiate the international rights, because if Bob, see, you got to understand this. If Bob relinquishes his right to the fight, then if it's pay-per-view, Eddie Hearn is going to negotiate the rates internationally. You understand what I'm saying? Because Bob is basically, I don't want to do nothing with the fight. I just want to bring my fighter and my ESPN network. You guys understand what's going on? So that's why I say the fighters need to make the deal. Now, it may be other variables, but that's typically what happens, especially with the man like Bob, who don't want to do no work now. Bob chilling, man. Hey, if you ever want to see a motherfucker living their best life, Bob Arum is definitely living his best life, for sure. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? And that's the truth about it, man. So yeah, man, so that's typically how it goes when you're negotiating contracts. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Why y'all being shy on the call-ins tonight? What y'all on tonight? Y'all, oh, everyone's smoking a blunt? Everybody smoking the blunt. So Reese and Ebony had they spoke today. They actually had I want to get in. Oh, real.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
What's popping, dog?
What's popping, Fred?
How you feel? How you feel?
Shit, like 100 mil. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all these niggas in the chat, what y'all scared to death Negroes doing, man? Why y'all scared? Why are we trying? You know what I'm saying? Why a nigga from Louisiana got to get it started, man? Salute to all my West Coast niggas. Salute to the Midwest. Salute to the East Coast, Southeast. You know what I'm saying? But why Louisiana nigga always got to get it started? Hey, Fred, I was reviewing the show last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, look, it was a flag on the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the show was in review. You know what I'm saying? I went back and looked at the compliment I was giving Miss Boxing, and I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I'm saying? The compliment is in review, my nigga. Look, I know I was calling Harriet Winslow 2.0. Look, I was wrong. Flag on the plate. I love Harriet. Where I find that. You know what I'm saying? Probably got a sweet potato pie in the oven for me right now. I never know. But look, I was going through the comments and salute my nigga. He ain't in here, but salute my nigga 1-900 Hustler and Hustler Slim. You know what I'm saying? With them niggas, 1-900 Hustler was like, nah. Sheila, it's got to be a Aunt D from Moesha. I said, oh shit, my nigga. That's what we going with. Aunt D from Moesha, because she had that ass, that skin. You know what I'm saying? Like she just got the rollers taken out of her hair from the beautician shop. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Aunt D from Moesha. That's what we going with, Fred.
Aunt D.
That's what we going with. Yeah, Fred, I had to look, bro. Like I said, the play was in review. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say players fuck up, you know, but players adjust, you know what I'm saying? And the pimping gets stronger, you know what I'm saying? The pimping, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, you always gotta work on your pimping, you know what I'm saying? Pimping is like shooting free throws, you know what I'm saying? You got a free shot, you know, you just gotta go and do the work, you know what I'm saying? Salute to all my niggas from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? Taught a real nigga the way, you know what I'm saying? Some slight off the dribble, you know what I'm saying? On a redhead bitch, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, look, I want to salute all the queens because you know that don't go to none of them. There's definitely I wanted to state that last night. Look, we've talked about this before, but I'll bring it up again. You know, to the women, man, y'all gotta close the ranks on these dusty assholes, man. Y'all can't let them claim the title strong black woman queen, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a sex thing. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. If you a hoe, be a proud hoe. You know what I'm saying? Hoe in peace. You know what I'm saying? And peace be onto you. You know what I'm saying? On the stroll. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a good woman, like that's a completely different level. Like we don't even play with good women. You know what I'm saying? Because we know they out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Doing what they got to do. And in times of adversity, I always tell people, times of adversity will show you what your woman is about. You know what I'm saying? So salute to all the real queens. I love to have a little calling situation. If I got to, I call back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call nobody out. But last night, man, if y'all missed it, there was a second live that y'all missed. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas gotta stay in tune and tapped in, man. Fred came right back on because it was too strong, man.
It's too
you know
strong.
What I'm saying? Like how my nigga Talkcat say, you could choose to lose and stay confused. You know what I'm saying? Or you could come get this pimping. You know what I'm saying? There's good game, there's cook, there's gumbo, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Fred, look, bro. I ain't talking boxing tonight, man. The relationship dynamic, right? I'll give you something and I'll roll back out. And I say I got to call back. I will. The relationship dynamic. I wanted to address why in times of need, you know what I'm saying, or times of you know, hard times or whatever, you know, like whether a nigga said vows or not, or you know, whether you're just in a situationship or a relationship, how big is loyalty? You know what I'm saying? How important is loyalty? And how big is making sacrifices in these times that need, you know what I'm saying, in these dire times. Because I was just going through it, I was having a few conversations. I wanted to know, you know, how they feel about the word love, you know what I'm saying, to be in love, right? Because for me, the definition is just loyalty and sacrifice. So that's why I brought them two topics. So if you wouldn't mind, Fred, you know, if you get an opportunity, like within the show to, you know what I'm saying, ask that question, I appreciate that. I want to know the women's perspective on love. Because do you really want a nigga to be in love? You know what I'm saying? Or do you just want the loyalty and sacrifice? You know what I'm saying? Because I see niggas in love, you know what I'm saying, up at a female door at 3 a.m, you know what I'm saying, banging on it, you know, might have a burn, you know what I'm saying? That's why we wondering from women, do they really want a nigga to be in love? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is it just the loyalty and sacrifice aspects? Look, I appreciate it, Fred, my nigga. Barbershop conversations. To all you scared to death Negroes, don't be scared, man. Call in. It's just all right, I'm out, bro.
All right, peace. They say all the above. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Tammy got pretty toes too. I saw it in your IG story. You got red nail polish. Hey, damn! Now y'all all want to call in now.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
What's popping, man? How you feel? Who this?
This is B&B, man.
Oh, what's popping, dog? How you feel?
I'm doing good, man. I ain't drunk today.
That's why I didn't recognize your voice.
Oh yeah, I was slap. I don't drink all the time though, but when I do, you feel me? Nah, man, bro. Salute to you, man. That was a good ass show last night, man.
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was
fun.
Yeah, it was real good. You know, listen to the two sisters. You know, sit up there. You know, chop it up. And you know, my opinion on it, I was gonna call in last night, but I was just like, I'm just gonna listen. I was just enjoying listening last night. But you know, Ebony and Reese was really dropping game for Ebony.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got out of it. She's really dropping game because both of them had a comparison. They kind of both in the same situation, but it seemed like Renee was older than her and was really giving us game. You feel what I'm saying? And I think it was a miscommunication in there that she didn't really realize that Reese was really giving a game. And it sounded like to me, Reese was like, she's ready for that relationship and having a man at that particular time, even though she's successful. She's like, to me, she's like, I'm ready to do this. And, you know, I know the miscommunication in between, you know, all of that, it could get misconstrued, but it seemed like to me, Reese ready for a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? As long as he a good nigga, got some potential, got some shit going on, regardless if she make more money than him, as long as he loyal and he ready to be there, she gonna do what she gotta do to keep her man. That's what I got out of it. What you think about that?
No, I thought the same thing. And who was I talking to today? Damn, man. Oh. Okay, I forgot who I was talking to, but I was making the comparison that Ebony was like similar to me and maybe similar to some of y'all in the chat. When I first graduated from college, I was like, college is for everybody. Everybody need to go to college, man. College is fun, man. You get education and pussy. Like it's the only way to go. It's the only way to be intelligent. It's the only way to be smart. And then I had to put that application, you know what I mean? I had to put the application of my degree and I had to fill out a job application. And I was like, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? This is some bullshit, Ronaldo. And I think that Ebony got caught in the translation of what he was trying to say. You understand?
Right.
Because
the way she was coming off.
Exactly. Her ego. Like,
saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't really hit everything she's saying. She was like, you know, I'm right here now, but you younger, you can't see it yet. But I know the options for many of the sisters out there really got, you know, when they see a successful woman, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats is out there for what they could take from her. You know what I'm saying? What she got to offer. She got that to offer you. She ain't gonna give it to you like that. You gotta put your whole. You can't have one foot out in the street you know what I'm saying, and one foot in the dough and think you're going to get the whole cake. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like to me, Reese wants the dude that's going to step his whole foot in the dough, and she going to give him the opportunity to put himself in there. Because that's, you know, it's kind of like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was married, you know what I'm saying, with my wife and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Shit went bad, got divorced and did all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when I finally got back up in the game, you know what I'm saying? You know, I hit the damn flow running. You know what I'm saying? I went out there, man. I'm telling you, man. I hit the streets, man. I had so many hoes. It was ridiculous. Doing that for years. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like when you get to that point where you don't really want to trust, you don't want to trust no female. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, you go through a divorce, you go through a lot of shit. But you know, so I had a whole bunch of bras in there, but if you spending all your time out there in the street, you know what I'm saying, having fun, this, that, and the other, sooner or later, it plays itself out. Whatever, and that's whatever course that you're on. If you're doing the same thing when you out there, it's gonna play itself out eventually, and eventually you're gonna want to have something that's real, you know, versus me going to this chick house, spending night over this chick house, or just letting motherfuckers in my life, even though I ain't even really fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Like on some serious shit. And then when you get to that point, sooner or later, you're going to be like, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and try. Let me try this shit one more time. Let's go ahead and get it real so we can get it popping. See if I can really establish something. And this ain't like, regardless if you're doing that if you're an independent woman, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you because, you know, society has set it up, you know, since the Civil Rights Bill, you know what I'm saying? It was for black people, but it was really for black men. And it at that particular point in 1965 or 67, where it basically separated black men and black women, because you got that feminist movement, you got, you know, the sexuality got thrown in there, and we basically got blocked out. So our black women really was able to get ahead further than us. So that does in a way, it's a lot of successful black women, and it's been a lot of men, especially from the 80s and the 90s, that brothers been in jail, away from their families, and now it seems like to me it's more brothers that's actually coming in and being like, you know, that rewriting their past shit and trying to really get back in the home. So I think the females, you know, because this thing which white supremacy has really done to black men, now it's time. The ones that's ready, they should give them opportunity. They may not have more than you, but at the same time, he might be ready for that thing for which you're looking for. So most sisters gotta, even though they're successful, they gotta give brothers a chance too. You know, that's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, bro?
I think you said a lot and you made a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, shit. I mean, just read the comments in the chat. You know what I mean? Keena, like, I like this. I like a sober B&B. Man, you might shit. B&B might stand for shit. Booties and breasts tonight. Shit.
Look, bro. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm just gonna say it. I got a whole lot of game, G.
Oh, I'm not. Hey,
you know
I'm not.
I'm that dude. I'm that dude. That you want to wing, man? I would turn the party out, dog. I ain't joking.
Okay, well, turn this party out. Keep elevating us. How about that?
Yeah, I got y'all.
Yeah.
Man. You know, I'm gonna keep calling in. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
But that Joey Spencer thing, I just want to throw that in there. I listened to his.
Yeah, go ahead.
That nigga. Well, I think he was coming. You know, if you've been in the ring, man, he coming from a boxer's viewpoint, and I still got some of my own things about what Wilder need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to work on his balance. You know what I'm saying? He got to work on throwing shorter punches. But even though the whole fight was off to me, because he did look like he got poisoned, like he got sick. He ain't look right when he walked in the ring with the glove situation from the first fight. And then just knowing how they, you know, trainers and the dude from Morgan Stamp that wrapped his hands and shit like that. And there's ways to fuck with gloves. People don't know this shit about boxing. You could put less wrap. You could skin the inside of the gloves. You could loosen the wraps, like you not really tighten up the gloves on on the hand, which you seen clearly in the second fight, and he had them in the first fight, but in the second fight, you know what I'm saying? It's so many ways you could do with them gloves, because there's no reason for him to be able to have that kind of power in the way he was punching Wilder. For him to have that power, he didn't have it in the first fight. So it's so many ways to skin a cat if you want to cheat. You know what I'm saying? So what Wilder cannot allow him to do that no more. But even though I think that they poison him, but the WBC ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And they really this past year, man, they done disappointed me so bad with the changing the drug rules and shit like that. I have no respect for the WBC anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then I got on Mauricio Suleiman on Twitter. He gonna put up with all this shit with the coronavirus. Oh, I want y'all to be safe and you know, you guys protect yourself. And I was like, is this the same dude that just changed the rules for PED, for his organization, telling everybody to be safe with the coronavirus?
Facts.
Who the fuck is this motherfucker talking about he care about people and he don't care about people that's fighting for his belt?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You hitting the nail on the head. And
you know,
funny thing is, Devin Haney just said he won his belt back. Shit, he's out of so it's about to get real interesting, man. It's about to get real interesting. It's about to get real. I want to see what the WBC gonna do, because the roof gonna cave in if Devin don't get his belt back, because he shouldn't have to fight for it. It should be his. It should be his.
You might right now. It should be his. He should get that belt back. He out of recess. You know what I'm saying? He back healthy. He back in the gym. He should be. What they gonna end up doing is really just putting him in. They gonna put him and probably Josh Taylor or who's the Cuban dude that was gonna fight not Josh Taylor. Yeah, Josh Taylor, the wild dude. Damn, I forgot.
Fortuna?
They probably gonna have him fight for the belt. They probably gonna put the belt up and try to make the fight and have him fight for the belt. They just not gonna give that belt back just like that. They gonna set up a fight and make him fight for it again. How much? I bet that's what's gonna happen.
Man, I hope
they gonna make him fight for that belt again.
Man, we got to put pressure on him though. We got to put pressure on him, and it starts tomorrow with me. Maybe I'll call the Haneys and ask them for an interview. I ain't spoke to him in a while. Maybe I'll call him tomorrow or something, because we got to put pressure on them.
They got to start.
We got to start putting pressure on them. We got to put pressure on their ass for sure. You know what I mean? We have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. Oh, and y'all niggas, man, quit telling these females, especially these grown ass women, that you gonna eat the box, man, from the first rib just to get in there. You know, grown women don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a woman coming back to you for something. She gotta hope to get that shit from you, man. You don't just jump out and eat box, dog. Man, if I eat the box, I be having these bitches tripping, man. I'm immaculate, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's when I want to keep you. When I know you mine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some standards about yourself, nigga. Quit being greedy, man. Quit looking at all the fans only page, man. Get off the fans only page, man. And thinking them hoes need pimps on. You know what I'm saying? Them hoes need pimps, dog. Real women don't take that shit. That's all I'm saying. Be smooth with it, dog.
Be smooth.
All right, Fred.
I appreciate
I'm gonna go ahead and go back up in the chat and listen to you, man. Great show, man. It's about to start popping.
Oh, it's about to pop. Yeah, it's about to pop. I'm interested in what Pretty Kel had to say. Pretty Kel, I think you can add a layer to the show, layer to the conversation. You said you wouldn't. Now we on the topic. Call in. You said you want to talk about it when we got to the topic. There you go. It's all you. You know what I mean? I think it's important. So let's Let's get it. Lamika LaShawn. Oh shit, we got someone new. Lamika, who you be? Who you be, Lamika? Who you be? Welcome to the show.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
316, what's up?
What's going on, Fred?
How you feel?
This is Ricardo Rimpo again.
Oh, what's up?
The Andrade fan, the one that you didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I really appreciate the last caller because I watch the show like religiously, and usually he's on there like really drunk and foolish. But hearing him sober, it was like a complete 360, and I really appreciate everything he has to say.
I'm glad you told him that.
Yeah, for real. I wanted to say something yesterday. Like, do you know, like during this coronavirus epidemic, it's a little bit off subject, but the number one 911 call in America is for domestic violence during the coronavirus epidemic. And I just wanted to chat and whoever's watching this show to keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's just my call, and I appreciate you picking up for me. Thank you.
Pretty Kel said it's not a complete 360, it's a complete 180. Pretty Kelly wanted me to
180?
Yeah, it's a 180. Like the complete opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
She put in the chat.
Right.
She just wanted you to know that.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. All right, Fred. I'm off to the chat.
I appreciate you. The number one Doodoo fan. Who is he?
Huh?
What's his name? The guy you like?
Demetrius Andrade.
Okay.
From Providence.
Okay.
Rhode Island.
Did he play for the basketball team?
Stop playing, Fred. I'm out of here.
I'm serious.
Nah.
They have a good college basketball team. They're in the Big East, right?
No, he don't play. He fights. He's a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
In the 160 division.
Oh, I never even heard of him. I don't even know who he fought. I gotta Google him.
Anyway, I'm hoping that he fight Billy Joe Saunders too, because
I know Billy Joe. I know Billy.
But how do you know Billy Ho, but you don't know? All right.
Because
all right, Fred.
They haven't fought, right? Has the guy you talking about in Billy Joe Saunders fought? Because Billy Joe Saunders just fought in L.A. That's how I know.
No, but I don't think they fought. No, they didn't fight. But anyway, thanks, Fred. I see somebody else is calling in.
Appreciate you, dog. Why?
All right,
why? Peace. Yeah, I don't know who he is. I mean, I told you guys, I'm not on this YouTube channel claiming I know everything about boxing. I'm not a historian. I go back to the 1984. And whatever happens after that, before that, is spotty. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I know the great ones, but if you're talking about a fight in 1972 and Ron Lyles versus Ken Norton, I don't remember that fight. If they fought, I don't remember it. I just, I can go to BoxRec and see who won and then go. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't know who Inoue was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm gonna lie to y'all, be like, oh, I knew him. Oh, he was gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. Nah, I didn't know who he was.
You scared to death, Negro.
Hey, what's popping? How you feel, Triple OG?
What's popping? Hey, like a meal sitting on what that stuff y'all be saying. Hey, look,
nigga, stay 65.
I've been waiting for that guy, drunk guy.
Uh-huh.
I said, that guy, he got something to say, but he been drunk. That motherfucker way around it, man. He well rounded. He young too. I said, damn, that motherfucker went back to the Civil Rights Bill. I
1965.
said,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said, I know I've been drunk. And just because he did put something in the thing about, like, OG, what I say to you? I said, Bray, why you got this guy been drunk? And he put a comment in. OG, what I say to you? And I didn't get back at him. They woke him up. I said, he won't that drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I remember his statement. I was waiting for him to say something because he just got that voice, I said, he laughed a little bit. I said, what's up with him? Man, he just laid it down just then. And then when he said, you don't be telling everybody you going to eat their box. You can't tell them old women, you're going to eat that boxes for them old women. You let them wait for it. It's like you drop that on them later. I was like, I write notes down from that nigga, okay? I said, shit. Just because I'm older don't mean I know everything. I let this y'all world now. I let y'all run it, and I take notes from y'all, and I take lead from y'all. If somebody asks me something, I'll drop it. But I'll never son anybody up there. But yeah, I learned from my kids, man. I learned from, your mama shut it down last night.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah, she shut it down.
She listening.
I didn't know your mama get down like that. I said, yeah, that's where you got it from your mama. Your mama and your grandmama. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, my mom have been
I know you got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I said, damn. Your mama laid it down last night, man. And she just reminded me of the way that I talk to my mama. Now that my mama is 93, I can shut her down sometimes. All right, mama, listen. You ain't listening. You know how you would put your mama on mute?
Yeah.
I wish I could put my mama on mute when she was on there. I said, you shut her down? When she came back up, she said, what you shut me down for? You do me just like you do everybody else. You said, that's right. You call in. But I said, boy, I see where you got it from. I said, damn, she's sharp. Ooh. And then she had to hit you with one, like this one you didn't know. And then she went on. And I was like, okay, mama knows street and everything. Mama said, hey. And then at the end, you got to find some spirituality to pull yourself into oneness. I said, woo, where she come from? But your mama turned it down. And so far, homeboy that just got off the phone, he lit it up. And that girl, the island girl, I heard her accent. I mess with them island girls in New York. They come here looking for a nigga. They ain't trying to do a whole lot of work. Reese shut her down, okay? And ain't nothing bad, ain't nothing against her. But you cannot come here in America and tell a descendant of slave black woman what you doing wrong and what you need to do. Reese lit her ass up. But I like when you said they talk today. I say, cool. I like that. But I know about them island girls coming here looking. Look, the one I was messing with, living with the dude, almost married to him, telling me how sad he is and this and that. But he had been taking care of her and her family. But I can go up there and hit it anytime I get ready. I don't feel a need to do that anymore. Nice girl though. Nice girl, but I heard her story and Reese's story is different. But Reese shut her down. Like I say, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. She lost against Reese last night. But I'm glad to hear that they could sit down as two women and talk.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I got that DM.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Reese is way around it too, man. And I saw her a neighborhood. She was teaching her son how to drive today. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I saw that Reese teaching her son how to drive.
I said, damn, look at them houses. Yeah. Houses big as mine, 5,000 square feet or bigger. But she said she had 13 square feet.
Well, she got a lot of land. She got a lot of land.
I think Reese's house a little bigger than 13. I was like, them big ass houses out there. But yeah, man, I just enjoyed that young God that just got off the phone a while ago. He is well rounded. He dropped it. I applaud you, Young G, if you're listening. I applaud you. I follow y'all lead. When the war comes, my old ass and people like me, we get on the front line. We the ones got to sacrifice. I ain't going out there in no goddamn corona and sacrifice for you. We all got to sit still and wait till that shit over with. Now, all that shit them old white motherfuckers talking about, yeah, we need to go out here, let the young ones stay inside, and we die so that the economy can keep going. Man, fuck the economy. Shit, it'll be all right. It'll come back. Like my mom said, World War II. I've been hearing that on the news all day today. World War II. I said, I heard that from my mama before I heard it on the news. So I'm had to go back to it again and say, Mama, what really happened in World War II? I mean, even though the war wasn't here, all the men were gone, you know. So I was, damn, what happened? But I'll find that out. But anyway, I'm going back in the chat, Fred. I do like what the little white guy said today on YouTube. Joey, is that his name?
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah, but you can understand where Joey coming from. Joey caught between Joey hanging with the black folks and Joey white. So that's why I think he got down to the end. He was looking for a way out, like you said. Easy landing or something.
Yeah, he.
But anyway, I'm going back in the chat. Well, say that. What was you saying about the easy landing? Say it again.
I said he wanted a safe landing because he didn't want to incriminate his allies that he have at Crunk Gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I got you. But no, it ain't no doubt that Wilder was set up that night. And he won't just set up by boxing. He was set up by white supremacy. And I'm 65 years old, and I can say that. The white supremacy showed you its bad colors in boxing and during the month of February, which I'm not into all that. Black History Week, Negro History Month. I ain't in all that crap, man. But I ain't gonna let nobody, I didn't like what they did. That was a setup, man. And that wasn't just against Wilder, that was for all of us. It's no different when them policemen with Rodney King ass, that Korean lady shot that 16-year-old girl in the back of the head.
That's today. That's today. Or that was yesterday. Yesterday or today? Yeah.
No, that was a while back.
No, you know? But the anniversary. The anniversary.
The anniversary did that? Oh man, that's why I saw that on
Harlins.
Wow.
What was her name? The Korean lady, Latasha Harlins. What was her name?
I can't even remember, man. All I saw that shit, I cried again. I said,
Reg, what was her name?
Child, man, and got community service.
Yeah, she got, and was let to go back to her own country. She went to her own country, if I'm not mistaken.
She did?
Shonda Rollins, I think it is. Shonda Rollins, I think it was. Yeah.
All I know that this is what they do to us. And what do we end up doing?
Hollins,
we end up crying. We cry. We get angry. And we burn some shit down that they say is our community, but it ain't shit that we own. We don't burn our shit down. They burn our shit down. So what we do is, that's what happens. We burn their shit down. They was all at the police station too in that Rodney King thing. Them people, man, we ain't crazy shit. But yeah, for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. And that's going to continue to happen with us. And we ain't going nowhere. All right, Fred, I'm back in the chat, King. Love you, man.
Appreciate you. Love you too.
All right.
All right, one. Latasha Harlins, that's her name. Latasha Harlins, yeah. March 16th. Yeah, it was last week, yeah. Whew. I remember that like it was yesterday. Yeah. Oh, I remember that shit. I remember that they wanted her to seem so feeble and so small in the court. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't have the... Wait a minute. She still lives in LA? Get the fuck out of it. I thought she went to her country. Or she came back. Talk to me, Reg. That's interesting. I thought that they gave her probation and let her go back to her country. Am I wrong? Patty Dean, tell me. I don't know. But I just remember, y'all refresh my memory. Because but before that, we're gonna come on, Kel, call in. Call in, Kel. I just remember making her seem so small in the courtroom, you know what I mean, and so feeble and so old, and it'll be injustice if she has to spend the rest of her life in jail, and you know what I mean. Those visuals. Okay, Reg, you gonna call in? Cool.
So, all you scared to death Negroes.
What's up, Reg? Go ahead, fill us in, please.
Yeah. With the trial, man, they found the Korean woman liable for, I think, manslaughter or some shit. She was originally facing like 15 to life or something. The thing that offset this shit was the bitch ass judge. It was a judge that's brought out of Manhattan Beach who, when the jury find this woman guilty, she decides she's gonna go about giving this woman time served, 5 years probation, $400 restitution. she had to pay the expenses for Latasha's funeral. And I believe that was it. But the judge stated that she can tell a criminal, because I put a piece together on my channel on the anniversary with the judge making her statements in the court about this woman not being a criminal. She can see a criminal. The woman's reactions was based off of what was happening in her store prior to this. Was supposedly she'd been robbed, and this was just her reaction. So she can react this way against a little kid. And it wasn't as if this little kid was threatening to her, because you can clearly see Latasha walk up to her to pay for an orange juice. And because I remember fucking like yesterday, because I was a kid when this shit popped off, because, but let me say in that story, but you can see them fighting over Latasha, picking up the orange juice, the lady snatching her bag, the juice fall to the ground. Latasha put the shit back up on the counter. They swing at each other. She walks off. Not once in this video, and there was other witnesses, 2 witnesses in there who testified about what happened. It wasn't no threat. This woman's life wasn't threatened. She was fighting. This woman had this deep-seated hatred towards this black community where they make this money off, shot her back in the head. So this is what this judge states, that she says this woman is not a threat to, she's not a threat to the community. It was based on her reactions, or a bad reaction, but it stemmed from her trauma of being robbed. Like, this the fucking shit this white judge can come up with. This foul ass bitch. That trial makes me heated, because every year I make sure I keep Latasha's name in memory, and always make sure anything out of South Central. But this story right here was like a real touching story, because I think I was like 9 during that time or something. It might have been 8 or 9.
I remember it vividly.
Awesome. Huh?
I remember it vividly. Yeah.
Oh man, that shit like still hurt me, man. Like thinking about it. But when it came down to it, this is where people see with the riots. A lot of the shit that was being burnt down during the riots was Korean stores. And I always remember this thing, because when me and my homeboys, when we kind of look back on our lives and we be talking about it, and like how a lot of people, we have pride in our blackness, but going to want to touch in our African roots. Growing up as a kid, I never ever heard nobody talk about Africa. But it was when we start going into these stores, we used to think Korean, because the Koreans just popped up in LA out of fucking nowhere. It was like some overnight shit. We go in their stores to go shop. They following us around, and we playing with them doing karate shit, because that's the only time we seen Asian folks was in karate movies and shit. And you know, we young kids, bad and shit, clowning with them, and they be like, go back to Africa, monkeys and shit. I remember that. And all of them had the same, but they all had the same like shit they repeated. But what it was is white folks teaching them, is they were kind of being nationalized and brought into this country and allowed to open up stores in our community, along with, remember, our communities are the same communities. That's why I was so ecstatic when Trill and them got Freeway Rick on the show. But these are the same communities that this country allowed to allow these Koreans to come in and take over our stores, because South Central used to be full of black ownership. Yep. These Koreans can come in there because there was another play being made, and Rick Ross' story ties into that. Bush administration and them through that Nicaraguan Contra wars and shit, and the Iranian shit, to where they start flooding LA with dope, hooking a lot of people. And them having Rick Ross was some dope shit, but it all ties into this Latasha Harlins story with these Korean folks. They just start. For those who ain't from LA, man, they just started to amass a whole lot of wealth off the community. They provided for their families, but they didn't trust nobody. They didn't even trust little kids, and that's how that lady can have that much hatred, to where she didn't feel like Latasha was a threat. She felt that black folks' lives don't mean shit because of what white folks probably were teaching them, that they can just shoot this kid in the head and she'll get away with it. And that's absolutely what the fuck happened. Like, this shit foul. And that's why I be like, I don't buy into people when they say white supremacy. It ain't none of that shit. Because when you buy into white supremacy, you empower people to feel like they're above you and you ain't shit. And that's exactly how people who think that there's such thing as white supremacy, they walk up to white folks, they can't even look a white person in the eyes. When I talk to a white person, I stare them dead in the eyes. And I'm going to see if you're a man or not. But I don't buy into that. But that Latasha Harlins shit is the most bugged out shit. You can see the surveillance. There's no way that this woman should have walked away with that one, man. But that shit get me emotional thinking about it, man. Because I'm South Central, man. That's my blood, my blood gristle, my bone marrow was made through that soil, man. And That shit is, it just bugged me out. But yeah, I'm gonna get back into the chat.
She looks like every sister that all my friends had. I remember the picture like of her curls. Remember like the picture that was floating around was a picture of her and the curls. You know what I mean? Brown skin, dark skin girl, I believe. That shit looked like everybody's sister in the hood.
Man, on the real, it's right there in the hood. What, on Figaro and 91st or something like that?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's sad like what we go through and we ride. And that's like, man, and that's my thing. Like coming from where I come from in LA, man, I grew up around black folks that didn't play that shit. Didn't play that shit with nobody. Police, none of that shit. Police just had to come correct in my neighborhood. I didn't watch one of the gangster cats in my neighborhood. Anytime police pull him over, they respect him because he'll get off on them. And you ain't gonna shoot him on the street. You ain't gonna shoot him on the block. You better hope the whole task force around the corner if you ever did something like that. But he used to swing on cops. He'd be in the wrong. And so that's the way I always reacted. That's why it's all about how you're brought up in the program. I never brought up into this program of thinking white folks was superior to me. Yeah, we come behind the curve based on we didn't ask to be here. We're brought here under a system that we didn't understand. But as we begin to educate, understand things, and uplift ourselves, you can always gain ground in the system and start taking your piece of it. But that's why I'm gonna fall back in the chat and calm down. Because that Latasha Harlins shit, like, man, it boils me, man. But I'll let the chat finish.
Yeah. Let's see what I got for you. Okay, maybe like wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, dog, I can't see. Kelly's coming with that ether, wants to kill me. How you doing tonight, Kelly? What's up? How you feel?
I'm okay. Doing a little bit better.
Okay, I'm glad that Corona is working its way through you, huh?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Turn you up.
But no, I actually heard the replay of the show yesterday, and man, oh man, I was like, I heard both perspectives, Ebony's and Reese's, and what I gathered from the two, Ebony didn't mean any harm. She really didn't. She just saw or heard some of herself in Reese, and she thought that she was giving her some helpful advice. But she spoke from a perspective of like really thinking like everybody's the same, or you know what I mean? And she shouldn't have spoke that way. Like she shouldn't have like inflicted that on her. That's the only thing that happened as far as that's concerned. Now I agree with some of the things she said, and I agree with some of the things Reese said, but I think we're all just a product of our experiences and beliefs. Even if we all go through let's just say me and Reese went through the same exact shit. We didn't process it the same exact way. So it's never going to be, you know what I mean, equal opinions or like the same anything. But I think the problem with what Ebony said was there's a big difference between being submissive and being doormat. And what she sounded like was like a doormat. I think like when she said, oh, you know, he'll run out in the streets and then, you know, fuck on other women and then come back. How you let that back in your house? How is that even an option? Like that's bonkers to me. Disrespect is never tolerated. And she's like, oh, you know, you worried about whose pictures he's liking on Facebook. People don't understand. Public social media likes is way deeper than tapping a fucking button. Just like you could see a female in the street and think, wow, she's gorgeous, or she has a fat ass, or whatever the fuck you think, it becomes disrespectful when you open your fucking mouth. Same exact thing. It becomes disrespectful when you double tap a photo. You know why? Because not only do you double tap that photo, everybody you're following knows that you double tap that photo. That particular girl knows that you like that shit. That is a public display of disrespect. And there's certain shit, to me, I just don't tolerate. I'm not gonna say what another woman should tolerate. Everybody lives their own lives, and you know what I mean, deal with their own shit their own way. As far as the other callers said, when it comes down to love, I think there's so many aspects of love and what love means to each of us individually. So you gotta, you know what I mean, decipher that on your own. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I think as women we've been trained consciously and subconsciously to sacrifice entirely too much. I think we've been trained to be independent from birth. I just think I think it's totally different. And yeah, that as far as that's concerned. But I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what you think.
As it relates to that conversation, or as it relates to love?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The conversation from Reese and like I was saying earlier, like I believe Ebony was coming from a space of like there's only one way to do it, you know, and Reese was coming with a perspective of this is what I've lived, and it looked like Ebony was coming from like a cookie cutter position, like this is what you do in this position. If he comes home at 7:30, this is what you do. When he wakes up at 7 o'clock to go to work, this is what you do. Reese was coming from a position like, hey, if he can't do it, I'm gonna do it regardless, you know. And I think that because they were speaking in first person so much, I think Ebony didn't fully grasp understanding that Reese was open to a relationship, but Reese has gone through. This is my interpretation. I'm not speaking for Reese. Reese, I'm not talking for you. Okay, don't beat me up. Okay, I'm just saying. She's had the ability to be successful in compromised positions. So I think that she's coming from a place of shit. I can get it done. You know what I mean? And not only can I get it done, I've had get it done, and nothing's gonna stop me from getting it done if I have to do it again. You understand? And versus Ebony, she says, I know I'm gonna learn how to attract a man. As she said, I bumped my head a couple of times. I seen Ruby D on TV. I've seen Will and Jada. I've seen another example, whoever you want to put. She says, I'm going to take something from here. I'm going to take something from here. And I'm going to sit my ass down and figure this shit out. You know what I mean? It was like a puzzle to her. And once she realized that how to attract a man, she put it into practice, you know, and it worked for her. Because at the end of the day, she has the man. You get what I'm saying? So from that perspective.
But wait, and then now let's get deep with that though. Okay. Does she have the man or does she have a man? It sounds like that
you and I can never answer that. You and I can never answer that.
No. You understand what you understand what I'm saying. It sounds to me like I don't know, man. I mean this in the nicest way possible. I swear I do.
Just talk. It's a safe place.
I have 4 brothers.
Go ahead.
And they took me around like the little girlfriends, and I met their girlfriends and stuff like that. And they had very similar mentalities to her. And I literally heard my brother say, like, was around my brother, one particular girl, she cooked for him, she cleaned for him, she had his clothes ready. Mind you, he didn't live there, didn't stay there, did all kind of stuff. And I was like, damn, you love her, Eddie? She loves you? He's like, let me show you something. You see her? That's a basic bitch. Don't you ever be a basic bitch. I have hundreds of girls like this dummy lined up. Don't you ever be like this. Now, mind you, and that kind of confused me. I didn't know, okay, so I'm not supposed to cook and clean. Like, I don't get what you're saying. But what he was saying is, you don't give everything that you're supposed to give a man that you're married to a nigga that's doing anything to you and treating you any kind of way, not showing you any loyalty, not giving you any commitment, not giving you anything. And as far as, let me speak on this too real quick. Antonio Holmes, because he has something to say talking about a classy woman doesn't curse like this. Let me educate you. I'm from the Bronx. That's number one, first and foremost. And I know how to maneuver in different situations. I'm not always going to use profanity, and I don't always use profanity in all situations and scenarios. But this is a platform where I feel like I can, you know what I mean? And I feel like I can curse and say what I want to say. So I'm going to. Yeah, and you can't, like, I don't know, all that judging people based on you haven't lived my life, sweetheart. You got to understand, I'm one of the sweetest, coolest, most down-to-earth, giving women in the history of life. But one thing I will do is check a nigga's motherfucking temperature. You know why? Because one thing I could tell you, especially from what I heard from Reese, it takes a certain nigga to qualify to be with that woman. A certain level of nigga. It takes a certain level of dude to be with me. Like, you have to be able to handle that mouth. And mind you, a lot of times with women, that whole cocky certain shit, that's a test. It's anything that's to test you, because a lot of men can't deal with it. A lot of men can't handle it. They don't know how to channel that energy. And if you, I'm telling you straight up, a man that lets me walk over him will never be with me. Never. And I will test a nigga to the cows come home. You have to. You have to. If I don't and I don't check your temperature, when I'm going to find out? Later on down the road? And mind you, you're speaking to a woman that was married for 10 years. So it's not like I'm some bitter bitch that wasn't. Nah. And mind you, I left him. Do you know why? Because I finally realized, just because the Bible says you're supposed to, God is bigger than everything and go to God when you have problems. God didn't want me to be miserable. And God didn't want me to continue to be with someone who wasn't meant for me, period. So that's the end of that story. Just watch what you say in the chat, because I damn sure will read it and I damn sure will comment on what you got to say. And I don't give a fuck. Got it? All right. But I'm listening to you.
Oh, you want me to respond to that? Yeah,
I do.
Oh, I'm glad you do. Okay, so yeah, so I genuinely think that people should speak in an authentic self, and I think the role of capitalism and equality. See, the term equality doesn't just stop at civil rights. It stopped with social, it's social interactions. It's hourly wages. It's rights at home, rights on the street. You understand what I'm saying? It's and I think we deviate from that. You know, I mean, I think that we all just, if we spoke in our authentic voice, the way I talk in my videos wouldn't be rare. The way Pretty Kelly talks on this channel wouldn't be rare. You know, the way Reese talked, the way Ebony and Reese was having a conversation. I was like, shit, I was thinking like, man, this is some good shit, because this is something that I could never give to y'all. I can't give y'all two beautiful women having an authentic conversation of how they live their life and attract the male species. That's something I can never do. And the one thing I won't do is mute people. And the reason why I value that so much, I'll get you in a second, Reese. The reason why I value that so much is that's why I have my platform. Keep in mind, I turned down a job from ESPN to take these peanuts in comparison to ESPN contract to have my own voice. They wouldn't give me my own radio show. If ESPN would have gave me my own radio show, I would not Max Kellerman, the other big guy, Marcellus wouldn't have been on the show. That was my slot. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I love freedom of speech, and I'm not the guy that want to fight you because I disagree with you. I'm not built like that. I think that communication is so powerful. You know, I mean, I think it's beautiful when you can come on here and disagree with another grown man and a nigga don't say, bitch, I'll fuck you up. Like, I think like that's the way we're so programmed. We're so programmed not even to get to the first floor. You know what I mean? Like, I expect, oh, why do you disagree with me? Well, let's have, if you want to have the conversation publicly or in the DM, it's your choice. But I think that I think we need to elevate our expectations beyond fuck you and I want to fight you. You know, I think that conversation is important. You know, like being able to articulate yourself is important, whether I disagree with you or not. You know, I think us as minorities, because of slavery and because of capitalism and the 1965 Voting Acts, we always had to fight for everything. And because the minorities are so acclimated to the temperature of fighting, we believe it's an unalienable right to fight for everything. You know what I mean? Like literally fight for everything. But when in actuality, you can fight with your intellect when when you have to, like when, as opposed to say, man, I'm gonna just fuck this nigga up. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
So
Like,
let me ask you this.
yes,
though.
please.
So you said that you wanted to find out my opinion on something. What exactly did you want to find out my opinion
I think it was the conversation, right? Or what was it? I forgot.
I don't
That
know.
was like
You didn't
45 minutes
say.
ago. God damn, what was it?
I don't know.
It was like 45 minutes ago when I saw you in the chat. It was the first call,
I don't know.
whatever
Okay,
it
so
was.
let me just say this and then I'll jump back to
Take
the
your
chat.
time.
I just want to say
Uh-huh.
I've had a different perspective in a different situation. So for me personally, it's been I've had way lower expectations of men.
Mm-hmm.
I was never that girl that was like, he has to have this job and he has to look like this and he has to. You're talking to somebody that's been through vicious trauma my entire life, and mostly at the hands of men. And all I ever wanted was someone that made me feel safe. As simple as that sounds. Somebody that made me feel safe. Somebody that I could be around and just simply go, you have no idea the value of having a peace of mind. And that's what I wanted. I wanted that more than anything, that protector, that support system, just to even say, good job. And I've done a lot to get that. And that was what I've always experienced, one of two things. So I've been with the guy with the bus pass and not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and literally built him up. Literally said, hey, sit here. I'm going to show you how to build a website. I'm going to show you how to make this shit, set it and forget it, never touch it again and earn money. And niggas not interested in that. No. Literally gave a dude that as a gift for no reason. And he asked me out of his mouth, why didn't you buy me the sneakers I asked you for? So it's that, either dealing with the ignorant side of that, or I dealt with the guy who was sort of on my level, but then it became a competition. Like we could never build together. We could never grow together. It was always like, oh, you doing that? No, I'm going to do this. And he felt like less than no matter what. And I'm the type of woman, call it wrong, call it stupid, call it whatever you want. I've always been the type, I never want my man to feel less than. So even when I was with the dude with the bus pass and not a fucking dollar to his name, when we would go somewhere, before we left this house, the money went in his wallet. So when we got up, whatever, to the movie theater, to here, there, whatever, he pull out his wallet and I'm not going to make him feel like less than a man. I'm not going to make him feel like nothing. He going to feel like a king. But it's only but so many times and so much you can hold a mirror in front of a motherfucker and say, look, babe, look, see what I see. Please, just see what I see. And before he just doesn't see it. And then if he's not lifting you up, he's pulling you down. And it's a hard climb to the top. But it's a billion times harder when you have a motherfucker yanking at your feet. And I've always had somebody yanking at my feet. That's the problem. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest, as a woman, as a person, I have to look in the mirror and take responsibility for that. It's something I'm fucking doing that's attracting that. And you know what I mean? It's time for me to get that right and figure that out. But that's what I've always experienced. I never experienced the opposite. So maybe I need to be the gold digging bitch who's looking for that type of dude, because maybe that type of dude is the kind who, I don't know, would treat me right. I don't know. But I'm figuring it out. That's my flaws. That's what I deal with. So it's both sides of the spectrum. It's not just women out here who are gold diggers. There's women out here who want the simplest things that men haven't been able to provide.
Facts.
So
big facts.
Yeah, I'm back in the chat.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Cal. Yeah, I think, and I forget who she said in the chat. Yeah, I think everyone. Oh, well, before I go, 203. I gotta have Reese respond. Okay, good. All right. What you want? Where'd you want? Okay, let me do that.
I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
Hey.
Go ahead.
My turn. Hey y'all. Corona party. Hey y'all. But no, let me say this. Me and Ebony had a conversation today. She reached out to me. I ain't know who was calling me. You know, if your name ain't programmed in my phone, I don't know you. But we were able to sit there and actually have dialogue. And we were able to actually listen to each other and see what was going on. You know what I mean? Because see, doing the chat at the time, and let me make y'all laugh. My dumb ass got a smart TV, and I got the YouTube app on my phone, right? The whole time I'm using my cell phone instead of, listening and talking on my cell phone, so I couldn't hear everything that she was saying. So I had to go back and rewatch it. So when me and her got on the phone today and was talking, I told her the things that I dislike, that I disagreed with of what she said. Because being bitter, like I said, for Sharice is not one. I've never been a bitter person. I've been hurt. Like I said, I don't even be mad. I more so be hurt because I base everything off of principle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have integrity. Everybody don't have substance. I base everything off the principle. Fuck the situation. But by me talking to her today, I understood what she was saying, and I also got a chance to see where she was coming from. And that's and by her coming from where she was coming from, I'm like, oh, okay, that's why you think that way. And I'm not trying to throw no shade. I'm not trying to tell nobody business. But, I get to the bottom of the bottom because, people gonna say what they gonna say because they're in that situation. And I had to tell her, I'm not like you, sis. So I asked her, I said, are you married or are you with your boyfriend? And she told me she ain't married. I said, so you shacking up? I said, okay, we are different. I said, because I have done all those things. So I'm not saying by you shacking up makes you the bad person. I'm better than. No, I've been through those things. So if I've been through those things and I didn't like it, I'm not going to put myself in that position to be in that same thing, being that again. You understand? And I'm just like this. At the end of the day, I don't judge people for what they're going through. I can't. I'm not God. My name is Sharice, not God. You understand? All I can do is sit back and listen, analyze, and be like, okay, I either agree or disagree. But she lives her way the way she lives her way, and I live the way I live my way. And the only reason I'm saying is because I've been through that. You understand? And like I said, she said something yesterday that I was like over it, but I'm not. We good now. She was like, your child needs their father. I said, let me tell you what I ain't gonna do. Okay, it ain't about me when you got children. I said, do you have children? Because it ain't about me. When you have kids and a responsibility, it's not you anymore. It's about your children. I would never put my kids in a toxic environment just to be with no man. I don't give a damn he paying all the bills. I don't give a damn if he's going to the moon and back. If we are not getting along and we're not seeing eye to eye, I'm not going to force a situation. So I will remove myself from in that situation. Everybody is not like that. Some women feel like, some women are so manipulated, and I'm not speaking on every, I'm just speaking in general. Men can be manipulative and women can too. But when y'all sit up there living together, and say if he's the head of household and you just, a tenant, under him, if y'all get into it, he can say, get the fuck, where you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Do you have backup plans? You understand? Like, everybody, like Pretty Kelly said, because my nerves bad, because I'm already mad at Spectrum, that's the store. But like Pretty Kelly said, I'm not going to tolerate that. I done been with people that had shit, a dime in Mexican money. Then when I met them, I don't go for what you got in your pocket, because I've been in those situations. You understand? I've been in relationships where I ain't heard about nothing. You understand? I don't care about that, because I've been around it. At the same time, I'm not going to lose myself in nobody else. Because at one point in time in a relationship, you can lose yourself in somebody else. Too busy worried about them, getting them on their feet while you sit up there in last place and they done gone on with their life after you done built them up. So I take all my experiences and turn them to lessons. And I appreciate, because I was upset yesterday. Y'all know I was. But I appreciate it because somebody out there probably needs to hear that. Somebody probably out there is going through the same thing. And like I said, I know how to be submissive. I know how to do everything in the goddamn book. If I got 2 legs and 2 feet and a mouth, I know how to do everything in the goddamn book. But you can't be submissive to everybody. If a motherfucker ain't treated, you should be treated. No, you can't give every man your all. Every man you meet, you can't give him the same thing. And like I said yesterday, when you meet your husband, the one God tailor-made for you, what you gonna give him? Because you being submissive and doing all this and that and third for every nigga you meet. And you still ain't with the first man you met. And then she said another thing, and I told her this. She was like, you need to keep that man. You can't keep a man that don't want to be kept. I ain't over here fucking playing Bob the Builder. This ain't where it's Carmen San Diego. This ain't goddamn where it's Waldo. No. This ain't careerbuilder.com. I can't do it. You can't keep a man that don't want to be kept. Period. The way my life's set up, no, I can't do that. And like Pretty Kelly said, everything she said, that it touched my soul because I lived the same thing, similar things. It just felt like I'm walking in her life. You understand? But I'm not mean. I'm the coolest person you'll ever meet once you get to know me. But everybody don't get those opportunities. Not that I'm better than, but you're not for the self thing, Kaka and Kiki, and we win 5-5 in my face. No, we're not gonna do that. And like I said, like with men these days, I'm like this. Everybody not like me. You ain't gotta wine and dine me. If you know you just want to fuck, don't try to lead me on, try to get to know me, text me good morning, take me out to a movie and dinner and want to fuck. If you want to fuck, let me know. We grown. That's why I'm talking like this. Don't come run the game. If you already know your motives and intentions ain't right in the first place, stay the fuck from around me. Stay from around me. Cause you know what I mean? Cause I don't play that shit. You're not gonna play in my face. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, me and Ebony were able to speak, and she's a pretty cool girl, and she let me know some things, and then I was like, oh, okay, so that's why you feel that way. Oh, I see, because that's your situation. But don't. It was the wording. You understand? It was the wording that fucked me up because I'm not gonna sit up there and be like, oh, well, bitch, you this, that, and third, or you need to be doing this. Get to know me. And I'm talking to anybody. Get to know a person before you sit up there and analyze and judge and say things that you really don't know about. Get to know someone. But I appreciate y'all for your opinion. And like I said, I don't give a fuck how I talk. Fred, I ain't sensitive. I talk like this in real life. You understand? Every other word is a cuss word. God forgive me, but I might be in heaven. I know I'm going to heaven. I might be right next to God, cousin, because he know my heart. He know me. You understand? So at the end of the day, I love y'all. I'm getting back in the chat and stop looking like that.
Oh, okay. I'm listening. I'm listening. I appreciate you.
But yeah, but I just want to say everything is all good because you know I was on some. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all what I told Fred. I ain't gonna lie. I said that bitch done pissed me off so bad. I'm gonna find her nigga and fuck him, and I'm gonna really make him mad. That's how mad I was yesterday. But I'm gonna keep that. I don't play fair. You understand? But once we had a conversation,
you don't play fair.
You know, I gnaw my ass. No, my ass. Shit. Like I tell you better know who you playing with. Right idea, wrong bitch. Good day, Fred. Thanks for joining.
All right, peace. Hey. You know when the motherfuckers emotionally talking when they start like when they hang up the call like shit, fuck, damn, that motherfucker won't fuck with me. Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's 10:46 right now, dog. I looked up. I said we've been on 1 hour and 46 minutes. Damn, this was the fastest show I've ever been a part of. Damn, this show was amazing, man. Damn, we growing and learning so much, man. Damn, I'm gonna rewatch this show just to listen to y'all motherfuckers for real. I'm gonna listen, man. I'm gonna fall asleep watching this shit tonight. I want to start LA 92 tonight. I want to play my PlayStation. There's a lot of shit I want to do, but I guess it's 12:46 in Dallas. Yeah, it's 12:46 in Dallas. You sounding like an old man. I say it's 10:46. Some old man gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's 1:46 in New York." If it's 10:46 in LA, we know it's 12:46 in Dallas. No, I'm joking with you. Hey, you finally made it, dog.
All you scared to death Negroes.
Hey, what up, E? How you feel, man?
What's up, brother?
How you feel?
All right. You better stop looking like that for Reach the Girl whoop your ass.
I know, because I gotta force myself to be still to listen, or else I'm gonna just keep moving and shit. So when I put my hand over my mouth, I'm like forcing myself to be still. You know, what I mean? Yeah, because I'll be fucking bobbing and shit. Like, you know.
No, man. I wanted to speak on this, man.
Yeah, feel free.
what I think, you know, no one has really touched on this. And I think people just aren't thinking about it, but you got to understand how we as a people, how we've been damaged, how we've been traumatized, you know what I'm saying? And understanding that, you know, that stigma of angry black woman, you know, that comes from, you got to understand what happened to the black woman during slavery. She had to hold the family together the best she can while being brutalized and being raped. That puts a lot, you know what I'm saying, on someone. You got a man who had to stand in the field and listen to his wife be raped by the slave master. So understand how, you know, we've had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And that goes, and that trauma doesn't just go away. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, it's not slavery, well, not that form of slavery anymore. That's still, we're still damaged from that. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm listening. We're listening.
Yeah. So we're still damaged from that. So, you know, so that's what you have. And you know, I want to go a quick story real quick, man. There was a young lady that, you know, that I was dating, and she herself, you know, was damaged. I think Reese spoke on it. She said that, you know, you need to fix yourself before you can, you know, take care of someone else or be with someone else. You know, this young lady that I was dating, she, you know, there were issues with her that I didn't even realize. And mind you, now this is someone who I've been around for 10 years. You know, and as I got more and more involved with her, you know, there were things that I began to see, and it bothered me because I would tell her, I said, well, you know, I said, you got to understand. I said, why do you, you know, say the things you say and do the things you do? I said, it's like you treating me like I'm some kind of trick when, you know, that shouldn't be our relationship as long as we've been knowing each other. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, from her doing that her entire life, you know, to the point to where she was, that's all she knew. So she didn't really recognize, you know what I'm saying, that the man in front of her wasn't a trick. It was like she didn't know how to treat someone who was there for her. You understand what I'm saying? And there was an issue that occurred. Now, her daughter, I was around her daughter since her daughter was 8 years old. You know, I'm sorry, 5 years old. 5 years old. So so as her daughter got into the preteen ages, you know what I'm saying, there was something that happened with this little boy at her school, and it was a letter to her that she found, you know, in her daughter's room, and it was of a sexual nature. So I told her, I said, look, let me talk to her, right? And she went off, you know, like, you know, no, you don't have to speak to my daughter. I don't need you to say nothing to my daughter. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, where's that coming from? You know, so I said, I would think that if you would want anybody to speak to your daughter, it would be someone who is a single dad and has successfully raised two young daughters by himself. So I would think that if you would want anybody to talk to your daughter concerning something like this and a sexual nature, it would be someone who has daughters himself. And she couldn't get it, you know what I'm saying? And her thing was, you know, as we began to sit down and talk and break things down, she was like, well, you knew I was fucked up when you met me. And I couldn't, she was like, I don't trust you and I'll never trust you. And this was something that I never knew that she felt. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I had to actually walk away from the situation because, you know, I realized there was no way that, you know, that we could build together. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand how we have been, how slavery, the trauma that slavery has done to the black family. You know what I'm saying? And how we have been affected. You know, still today. You know, and that includes self-hate and everything because slavery, you had house niggas and field niggas. So, you know what I'm saying? So all of that it's all in one. you know. So it's hard for us to build when we have been so affected, you know, when the trauma, we still dealing with the trauma. You know what I'm saying? TB has said himself, you know what I'm saying, the trauma that he faces, that he dealt with, you know what I'm saying, that affects his courage to talk to women. And everybody goes, oh, well, you just need to be yourself. Well, being himself, you know what I'm saying, and not seeking the proper help that he needs to deal with that trauma so that he can, you know, evolve from where he is to get that confidence. He hasn't done that, and he needs to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, very much so.
You know, so there's and it's, you know, and it goes back to the just like, you know, building. You know, I got a friend of mine who borrowed money from a lady who wasn't his mother, but you know, she kind of took his mother's place when his mother passed away. You know what I'm saying? But he borrowed money from her and he started his business, and now he's a millionaire. Now he hired a guy that he used to work with. Now he's paying him more than what the white man was paying him. But the brother is concerned about the money he's making. And he's like, dude, I own the company. Of course I'm going to be making more money than you. You know what I'm saying? But that was never his concern when he's working for the white man. So you see how we are as a people, man. We've got so much trauma, and we've never addressed that trauma. You know what I'm saying? And you know, historically we've always, you know, if we had an uncle or aunt and they had issues, we just put them in the back room. You know, made sure we fed them. They took their meds. And they sat in front of the TV, but we never took them to address that trauma to someone, to what a so-called expert is, so that trauma that they were dealing with could be addressed, that mental illness. You know, so that's very, you know, that's apparent with us, you know, and you know, I really appreciate that show was really good with Reese and the other young lady. What's her name? I forgot the other young lady's name, but Ebony. Okay, yeah, that show was a show because, you know, I really understood what both of them, you know, were saying.
I definitely understood.
And I understand Reese's strength because historically the black woman has always had to be strong because of what she dealt with, you know, during slavery, and that continued, you know, with the black woman, because if they took the black man out of the home, she had to continue to be strong, you know, to hold that family together. You know, and I like the other brother said that called in tonight, you know what I'm saying, the black man is trying to get back in the home now, you know, because you need that. You know, but I was raised with, you know, I came out of a home where, you know, my grandmother was that, you know, was that structure. So I never had that, you know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on that, man.
I appreciate it.
You know, it's been a while since I called in, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You know, so
Thank
I just
you.
kind of wanted to touch on that. But next time I'm in LA, man, we got to chop it up. I would have been there already, but
I know
this whole Corona crap is, you know, messing up stuff. But you know, I get with you, man.
Appreciate you, E.
All right, brother. Peace and love.
All right, all the time.
All right.
I got a question for y'all. He said, and I actually said it as well. He mentioned term like the trauma from slavery. What has the trauma from slavery transitioned itself into? I'm curious.
Let my tent to B12, double check the details. Got cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well.
I'll get you next, Cal. Go ahead, Real.
Hey, what's good, Fred? Look, I just wanted to address some. I was listening to the caller. I was reading the chat and shit. And look, before I go, salute my nigga Top Cats in the building, man. Legendary Top Cats in the building. If you could pick up Kelly's call, if we do this three-way, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't mind, because I wanted to for her to address some in the comments. But look, to the caller before, hey, look, man, did slavery happen? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get off the slavery narrative, man. You know what I'm saying? I say this shit all the time. if you got an enemy that you so-called call an enemy, how can you believe his narrative on history? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back into the relationship dynamic in a second. Let me touch on this. What our people have, and somebody was hitting me in the DM. I'm gonna call that nigga later. Our people have a propaganda, like believe in propaganda issue. You know what I'm saying?
You said a
We're going
what?
through
A what?
Propaganda.
You said a
propaganda,
read and
like
propaganda issue? What'd you say?
no. Like we believe propaganda.
Oh,
is what I'm saying.
believe. I'm sorry, believe. Okay.
Yeah, we believe propaganda, and it's heavy propaganda right now. And look, if I need to talk slow, like to make sure every word is caught, I'll talk a little slower, Fred.
No,
Make
go
sure
ahead.
the
Go ahead.
connection is going through.
I'll
Yeah,
echo
look,
you if need be.
Go ahead, Fred.
I'll echo you if need be. Go ahead.
I appreciate it, G. Appreciate it, my dog. Look, to the chat, man. Some of y'all understand what we're going through. Some of y'all don't. Top Cat's got a great live he did this morning, man. I suggest y'all go watch that shit, man. The thing is, man, bro, we're going through heavy propaganda, and it didn't just start today. You know, it's been going. It's a system. You know what I'm saying? That's why the news is cool, but I watch the news to pull the bullshit out of the news. You know what I'm saying? Just like how I do ESPN, just like anything else, man. I watch it not for entertainment, but to see, you know, how their mind works. You know what I'm saying? What issues they're talking about. And you can look at the Holocaust. You can look at different things throughout history. It always started with heavy propaganda first. Slave narrative. It didn't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't, man. Y'all got to get off of that, you know what I'm saying, off that weak shit. Because our people didn't just lay down, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, was there chattel slavery, chattel slavery, however you want to pronounce it? Absolutely. But our people ain't just lay down like that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers didn't just come over here at 40 million strong and drop people off who was already here. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this point,